Now that my camera's charged back up, I'm going to do the second of two videos on this Compaq desktop rebuild that I started last night. I've now got Windows installed and running, and got a performance index of 3.5. Part of this is probably because I have the shared video memory set to 128 megs in the BIOS when I could set it quite a bit higher. I'm not worried about it because this is an internet browsing machine and nothing more for the most part. Just a single core Athlon 64 3800 plus. The thing I'm a little curious about with this Windows benchmarking, the hard drive in this machine is a Seagate 160 gig. I think it's 5400 RPM, 8 megs of cache. It got a 5.7. Now, in my computer upstairs I have a Western Digital Caviar Black with 32 megs of cache, and it's a 7200 RPM. I think that got a 5.9, and I think it's kind of odd that the last few systems I've installed Windows 7 on, the hard disk benchmark never moves much. In fact, this Athlon XP computer back in there, I had a video of a while back when I showed Windows 7 running on that. If I remember right, that was in the 5s as well, and that's just a first generation SATA drive, so I think that's just kind of odd. Let's see, anything else I was going to mention about this system here. I think, I could be wrong, but I believe this was a Walmart system because the model number ends in WM. I think Compaq and Gateway and HP, maybe some others, had a series that was only sold at Walmart. This was probably one of them. There was a lot more stickers on the front of this machine. I peeled them all off after I rebuilt it. It's really not a Compaq anymore. It just looks like one. I just reused the old case and drives, put in new hardware. Now about these Gigabyte motherboards, I have built probably at least 10 systems off these in the past couple of years, and I've never had a failure. This is not the ultra durable series that is their higher end. This is just kind of a budget board, probably about 50 or 60 bucks. They still use the really nice, what they call the solid capacitors for the CPU voltage regulator circuit. You can see them back in there. They're kind of the shiny metal cans. They have no indentation on the top of them like a standard electrolytic because they don't use a wet electrolytic inside. They're kind of a semiconductor material. They don't dry out. They have a rated lifetime of like 40 or 50,000 hours, as opposed to a standard electrolytic that's, 2,000 to 4,000 hours at, rated temperature and stuff. Now granted, these are good quality Japanese caps they use on the rest of this board, so it's still going to be a reliable system. In fact, this board here is an actual server motherboard made by Supermicro. You can see all the solid capacitors in the voltage regulator for this board as well, and they use nice electrolytics for the rest of the board. The reason the voltage regulator caps have to be so good is because the switching regulator runs at such a high frequency. It's very, very tough on capacitors to handle that, what they call the ripple current. And you need, since it's such a low voltage, it's an extremely high current, and you need a very good power supply to give smooth power to a modern processor. I've got another video I'm going to do a little bit after this one. I'm going to talk about why power supplies fail and some other things. It's just too much to put on this one video. I want to explain, why I don't like certain power supplies, what to look for when they fail, things like that. So stay tuned.